That's what we're doing.
All right, this segment.
Ooh, what should I tell you about that, little girl? Oh no! Can we make the magician make a voice disappear?
I did always want to be Ariel. The first one.
Ooh, those are notes that made my body go no. Wow, that was some sort of like sexual abuse in some vocal way. That was uncomfortable. Poor Matt. I'm just thinking yeah, that's a good boy. I'm gonna get him a Christmas present.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm gonna do something.
You're like, I'll lick his asshole.
No, wasn't gonna ever go anywhere near that.
It's only because before we came in here, he's like, just lick it. We weren't even hooking up. We were literally walking in the door, and I said something like, "Oh, I'll put apple in your avocado," and then he went, "Yeah."
Is this how you flirt in Canada?
No, I literally.
I'll put an apple in your avocado.
I literally meant, I'll put an apple in your avocado. Because we tasted guacamole that had an apple in it, and I was like, I'll put apple in your avocado. And then he turned it around and was like, no, you wouldn't have asked you to do that so many times, even when I shower. And I was like, now it's back to licking your ass. That's a long-term relationship.
Wow, they are just two Canadian, happy, healthy, silly billies. And
Silly billies.
It makes me want to kill myself.
Okay, or...
No, it's beautiful and lovely.
This make you want to kill yourself? Here's our segment. Do-do.
Oh, boy.
Do. What I want to know...
sound like Miley Cyrus.
What?
That kind of sounded...
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Joe Rogan. I don't know how she sounds. She was on Joe Rogan one time.
She's like, I'll work on it. Okay. We don't want to do a podcast today. We just want to talk about silly things. We want to go. I wanted to know. I've been watching TV. Thank you. And
as our life is falling apart, we have been watching TV.
Haven't been going out much because I'm sad. And so I'm watching.
And no money. No monies. We can't buy nothing.
Wow. And toxic characters.
Yeah.
We want to start doing our favorite toxic characters.
Yeah, or just like toxic, like pop culture people that we all know and
really
see.
want to be with.
Because there's some toxic people that it's like, oh, they're so good at being toxic and they're so fun. And there's like an element that like when you used to be toxic, you appreciate a person who's like toxic, but like good about it. And you like can't put your finger on it and they're like maneuvering and you're like, you're a good toxic one.
Yeah. And the ones when you're watching it and you're like, fuck, you remind me of this person and I kind of like it.
Yeah. I kind of miss it. It's just the glory days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like being in a frat or like, remember we all raped that girl or whatever. I'm just kidding. Now bring the song back. But
who's your?
I was gonna say who's yours.
Oh, well, I had to really think back, and this is gonna date me. But when I feel like I have a bunch and I haven't written them down. But one that really pops out to me is Cruel Intentions. Ryan Philippe. We can't decide how to say his name.
I think it's Ryan Philippe. What she says, Philippe.
Say Philippe.
She's been to Europe.
Yeah, buongiorno, babe.
Wait, did you say maternal? Babe?
No, buongiorno, babe.
Oh, buongiorno, babe.
Buongiorno, babe.
Yeah.
Ryan Philippe in Cruel Intentions is so toxic, but so hot. Like, I don't even think he would be that hot if he wasn't so toxic.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like the one thing I will say, there's like parts of him that are a little feminine in the movie to me that I don't like. But yeah, him being that like, but here's the thing, don't we like that he's so toxic, but that he gets turned? Like that's the hot part. He only gets turned for real love.
That's the dream. Yes! That is what I thrive for.
Oh my God.
Turn
he fucks
for me.
everybody. He's just getting money. He's just fucking abusing and manipulating girls. And then one time, here comes real love. Ooh, now he wants to buy her flowers.
She did it.
She did it. Big titties and blonde hair.
Oh, baby. That is the fucking dream. And that's a dangerous movie for teenagers like us to watch because I was like,
how do we turn him?
Yes. Yeah.
No.
And honestly, if I met someone like that, even though I'm in a relationship, I would still try and turn them.
She's just joking. She's just joking.
No, I wouldn't. DM me. I'll challenge. No, I'm joking. Don't.
But yeah, that is really hot. And what's so good is like her thing was that she was just a good person and wholesome and like not a little slut.
No.
And that's what made him respect her so much.
Yeah.
And like I took that to heart. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking be a hoe to anybody, and they're gonna have to earn it. You know how many men's beds I slept in, like just without ever touching them my whole entire life?
They're like, no, Monterey, that's toxic. They're like,
why are you dating me? I'm scared to touch you. And I'm like, good night. And they're like,
I mean, well, but that's what was. I don't even know if people have seen that movie, but I'm sure.
Oh my God,
12-year-olds aren't watching us, but
no,
and if you are, you're welcome.
And then if you haven't watched it, this is where you're gonna write that down.
Yeah,
we're your aunts here. Okay, we're in our 30s. We know some things. Okay, we're not gonna give you financial advice, but in terms of how to navigate, maneuver, heal, and fix your shit, and be honest and stuff like that, we got you.
That's the one. That's the one to watch. Yeah, and it's confusing because Sarah Michelle Gellar is so hot in it. So you're like, wait, why didn't she win? And then,
because she's a fucking like and manipulative little cunt. Yeah. And she don't got no personality. No, she doesn't make you want to giggle and fucking start baking and call your mom more. She doesn't got that.
Giggle and call your mom more.
Because he's a bad boy. He's getting all happy, and now he's like, you know what? Like, maybe my mom wasn't such a fucking bitch. Like, I should apologize to her. That's what like love does. Is like when you like really love someone, you're like,
change for them.
I'm sorry to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true. All right, who's yours?
Okay, well, I changed mine because I was like, okay, let me do a dude now, because I was gonna say I'll talk about her another time. My hero is like Wednesday Addams. But who I really want to talk about, because it just reminded me when you said Ryan Philippe.
You said Sucker!
Your nipple falls out.
Is this getting me more viewers yet?
Yeah. Come on.
Are we getting more viewers?
So the equivalent of that is, I remember I saw the movie Fear, which also has oh my God, I didn't realize that. That's also Reese Witherspoon.
That's true.
I think Reese Witherspoon, like, that was her little kink, and she got it out through movies. She was like, I like toxic men, so I'm going to take the roles where I'm just this little girl, and these bad boys have to come fuck me and change my life. Whoa, Reese, we caught her.
It's true, and also I know a little thing or two about Reese.
What?
Now,
what do you know?
Is this defamation?
No, not a. I don't.
This is Hot Goss.
Oh my God!
I won't say the band. It was their it was a big party. Ooh. And
sorry,
just took the mic to the face.
Actually excited. Yeah.
And Reese Witherspoon had a big crush on this one musician.
Yeah,
and he's married. Ooh. And she went up to him and was like, meet me in my hotel room, and was trying to seduce him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This day and age.
Wow. Well, we just caught her red-handed.
Yeah.
And, slut. Okay.
Little vixen.
Yeah.
Little innocent. I'm all innocent, but she's going to take your man. And those are the scariest ones.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the girl that's stupid, but then actually,
I'm
that's
so
weird.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of those girls out there. Ladies, beware of them. If you are naive and you think that women aren't going to try and take your man because they're nice to your face, you better fucking watch out.
Just giving everybody just like crippling fucking anxiety and insecurity.
I'm like, you mean my best friend? I'm like, yeah, your best
she's
friend.
Coming.
Watch out.
She's coming.
The snaky ones are snakes.
Yeah,
okay, so
but
go
in
back
that
to
movie,
Fear,
he so it's played by Mark Wahlberg when he's like young and so fucking hot and like muscly, and but in the movie, so they meet, and he at first is like normal and cool and a good guy. Maybe he like grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, but whatever. But he becomes so in love with her that he becomes like so jealous and possessive, and he doesn't want anyone to talk to her or look at her, and like when people do, he kills them. And then like
to
her
watch it
dad,
again.
her dad's like, I don't want you dating him anymore. So then he's got to come and kill her whole family. And he tries to. And I'm like, that is so hot. I was like, I want a guy who loves me so much that like if another man looks at me, he's gonna kill him. You know what I mean? Or like try to kill my family if they get in the way.
Sounds like you dated a couple, honestly. If you guys, first time listening, go back to a couple other apps. She's dated that person.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think we told those ones. We'll tell those ones later. But
no, but you dated the one guy who got mad at you like about what you were wearing.
Oh yeah. I just meant the other ones that went to prison and stuff. So I was like, and one of them is dead now. Anyway, but
are we living our movie dream? We haven't yet.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's why it's really hard to shed that want, because we haven't done
when it gets
yet.
in your subconscious like that. But yeah, there was some element. But I mean, I think it's probably in your DNA, and then the movie just brings it out. But then you got to be like, wait, why do I have that thing? Probably because my dad was like a psycho abusive person to my mom, and I saw it that like there's some element. I don't know.
I think, but I also, for me personally, yours is different because you grew up with a father that played that role. But I think that as a kid watching it, these girls were really pretty in the movie. The movies, especially in the 90s, that was what it was, just toxic relationships, scary men, but like the loser girl got the hot guy.
I mean,
so
Twilight is kind of that too.
And you're like, that
bit.
can be me.
Yeah.
And so that's why you want it, because you're following what they're doing.
If you're a dweeb, the guy who's the most abusive will be attracted to you because you're not going to give any pushback, and you're finally going to lose your virginity, but you're going to get your ass beat a little bit.
If you can get him to love you, who cares if he hits you? You did it.
There's makeup for that, girls. Come on.
Then in your 30s, let that go.
Let that go. We shed it. We have a story. We can write a book now, a movie, a fucking podcast, and you got juice.
Yeah. You don't want them to beat your kid. You know, you got to let them go.
No, we don't do that. Child Protection Services come and they got a lot of paperwork, you know?
Stretch your vagina for nothing. They're gone. What are you doing? So, yeah. I think that might be why too, but it depends how you grew up.
Yeah.
But it is that attainable. The hot guys were crazy, so you're like, oh, if you're crazy, you're hot.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. And there's something about, I'm assuming it might be the same thing when a gay person flips a straight person. It just is like so much validation. You're like, you didn't even fucking want it, and you don't even like it, and that's how dope I am. Is I got you to change.
Baby.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the same for girls or guys who try to get you to get out of your relationship, which would lead to the toxic stories.
Yeah, I think that's just a thing. And then you just realize you're like, oh, that's just so ego based. Like how desperate am I that I'm like, I see this person who's a fucked up piece of shit that I think it's attractive, that I'm like, ooh, if I get this guy to not hit me, that must mean I'm special. And you're like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, you know? Or this guy who cheats on everybody, and if he falls in love with me and doesn't cheat on me, like, ooh, I must be that fucking amazing. You're like, if you're that fucking amazing, you wouldn't be attracted to people who are fucking like assholes.
Ooh, yeah. But they're hot.
I know.
But they suck.
It's a journey. You'll learn it.